Mystery at Reed's Pond. Once a week, Miss Cabrera's science class spent an afternoon outside, working in teams to observe different habitats. Adrian, Mara, and Nicole were assigned pond patrol. Adrian wondered if his team had gotten the best assignment because of his extra sharp eyes. Reed's Pond lay at the end of a shady, sloping path. Pine trees towered overhead. Bushes and moss-covered rocks rimmed the shore. Adrian had been the first one in class to spot the turtle at the pond, even though its brown shell and wrinkled skin blended in perfectly with its surroundings. "Here, Brownie! Here, Brownie!" Adrian whispered as he approached the water's edge. But today, the turtle that peeked from the water looked different. Instead of a little brown face, this one had streaks of red near each eye. "Brownie, are you wearing makeup?" From what Adrian could see, the turtle's shell looked different too. Today it was green with yellow stripes. The girls hurried over. When the turtle came up for another breath, Nicole noticed the changes too. "That's not Brownie. That's a different kind of turtle," she said. "Its name should be Red Dot. Maybe Brownie's somewhere else," said Mara. They continued their pond patrol, but Adrian had a strange feeling that something wasn't right. Sure enough, his hunch was correct. "Look!" Mara shouted. She was pointing at a bird's nest, or what used to be a bird's nest. Just last week, they had written about the nest in their logs. It was a carefully made cup of sticks nestled in a low-hanging branch. There had been 3 brown eggs in it. Now the branch was broken. The bowl was squashed into a messy ball. "Where are the eggs?" asked Nicole. Adrian crouched under the branch, which jutted out over some rocks at the water's edge. He saw one egg smashed into a crevice between 2 rocks. He couldn't see any sign of the other 2 eggs. "Do you think an animal did this to the nest?" Nicole wondered. "An animal couldn't have turned Brownie into Red Dot," said Adrian. "And an animal wouldn't have left this," said Mara. She held up a shopping bag that had been found. "There's lettuce in it. Maybe it's a clue." "A clue to what?" asked Nicole. Miss Cabrera's whistle blew. It was time to go back to class. "We need to do some more investigating," said Mara. "Let's meet here Saturday when we have more time." The weather on Saturday was sunny and warm, but no one else was at the pond. Nicole, Mara, and Adrian scanned the area. Adrian soon found the new turtle. It sat basking on a rock at the edge of the water. When it saw the 3 children, it quickly slid into the water. The ripples spread and soon faded. Then Adrian, Mara, and Nicole went to investigate the bird's nest. The clump of sticks remained, but there were no new clues about what had destroyed the nest or where the 2 eggs had gone. "This is the case of the missing turtle and eggs," Mara said. "Shh," whispered Adrian. He could hear some leaves crunching on the path. "Someone's coming. Hide!" The 3 crouched in the bushes. Through the leaves, they could see a teenage boy wearing a blue backpack. At the edge of the pond, the boy swung it from his shoulder and knelt down. Adrian held his breath. He could hear his heart beating. Had the boy noticed them? The boy seemed to think he was alone, however. He reached into his backpack and pulled out a turtle whose shell was as big as a plate. It was bright green with yellow and green markings on the belly. Suddenly, the turtle's head shot out of the shell and snapped at the boy's wrist. The boy dropped the turtle into the pond. Splash rang out as loud as a slap. Adrian saw the red dashes on the turtle's face. The boy darted back up the path and quickly vanished. "So that's where Red Dot came from," whispered Nicole. "Red Dot was already here on Thursday, though," said Adrian. "This is the same kind of turtle, but it's not the same turtle. Also, what about Brownie? Where's he?" "We've got to talk to that boy," said Mara. "Come on." Adrian wasn't sure it was a good idea, but Mara was already running up the path. He and Nicole followed. "Excuse me," Mara called out when she reached the field. The boy turned to look, but kept striding toward his bike. "I want to ask you about the turtle," Mara said. "I don't know what you're talking about," the boy said. "I don't know anything about turtles." He got on his bike. "We just saw you drop one into the pond," Mara shouted. It didn't matter. The boy pedaled off without looking back. "Something fishy is going on," Nicole said. "Something turtle-y, you mean," replied Adrian. "I think it's time for a little research," said Mara. On Monday, they told Mrs. Cabrera about what they had seen. During science, she gave them time to research on the computer. Mara typed the words red dot turtle into the search engine. Links for turtleneck sweaters, Turtle Island, and a video game came up. This won't help, said Nicole. Don't give up yet, said Mara. She typed in red turtle. That was better. Lots of listings appeared for a turtle called a red-eared slider. The first thing Mara did was to click on the images. That's it, said Adrian as a photo appeared. That's Red Dot, all right. With a few more mouse clicks, the students learned that the turtles were common pets. They also learned that the red-eared slider's natural habitat was east of the Rocky Mountains. So what is one doing in a pond in California? Asked Nicole. Mara typed red-eared slider in California in the search engine. Among the listings of turtles for sale and questions about pet turtles, they saw an article from a California paper. The three of them read silently. The article told about people dumping their pet turtles into local waters and the problems that occurred as a result. Mystery solved, said Mara. Miss Cabrera, they called. It looks like the pond patrol might have uncovered some illegal activity, Miss Cabrera said when they told her what they had learned. Let's report it to the water district. That Thursday, Miss Cabrera's class had a special observation day at the pond. Mr. Waters, an officer from the water district, was with them. He had brought nets for capturing the red-eared sliders. Adrian spotted the first one, basking near the ruined bird's nest. Working together, the class helped Mr. Roberts catch 2 more. We'll take them to a turtle sanctuary, Mr. Roberts explained. It's a place where they keep the turtles safe until someone can adopt them. While Mr. Roberts talked, Adrian was looking for his old friend. Brownie, said Adrian when he saw the head peek up. Look, Mr. Roberts, that's the turtle I'm used to seeing. That's a western pond turtle. It's just the kind of turtle we want to see around here. I never knew what kind he was. I just knew I liked him, said Adrian. Western pond turtle, he wrote in his log. We got the sliders out just in time. Red-eared sliders are big. They eat the same things as the western pond turtles, and the western pond turtles can't compete, said Mr. Roberts. What about the bird eggs? Asked Nicole. Did the turtles have anything to do with those? Probably, but we can't be sure, said Mr. Roberts. Red-eared sliders like to bask on nests. They can squash the nests and crush the eggs. That's another reason why people shouldn't leave their pets here, said Miss Cabrera. She was posting a sign on a tree. Don't dump your pets. Bring pet turtles to Valley Turtle Sanctuary. Thanks for helping us save the native species, Mr. Roberts told the class. I have something for Adrian, Mara, and Nicole. He handed each of them an envelope and a patch that said Water District with a picture of a river. The Water District invites you to be its first junior officers, Mr. Roberts said. We'd also like to offer each of you a scholarship to ecology camp this summer. You can talk it over with your parents. Thanks, said Adrian. He'd never thought his sharp eyes would actually help wildlife survive.